Okay, cold opening followed by big flashy intro. Ready, go. Man, wasn't that intro amazing? A lot of money went into that.
Money well spent.
It's almost like we do these right after we watch the movie and not go into that stuff. Hi. Okay, we got a twofer for you today. We got an emotional roller coaster of a twofer, don't we?
You know what? I hope your shirt is still wet.
Yes. She cried a lot. We watched, yes, already, you're squawking, Birds.
They're being critics of the movie.
I don't know why they're talking so much. It's a great movie. But we haven't told you the movie yet. Both of them. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Volume 2. And honestly, if you want my opinion, I think these are two of the best movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, I haven't seen a whole lot of them yet.
I think you've seen about 4 or 5 of them.
Anyway.
The 2 Avengers, and then I think these 2, and I think there's one in the middle somewhere. But, Guardians.
I haven't seen a whole lot of them yet, but I'm going to have to agree with you. From what I've seen, yes, these are the better ones. Yeah.
Better ones.
I don't know.
She hasn't seen the rest yet.
Look, I'm still reeling from all of that. That was a lot.
The first 5 minutes of the first one really hit home with you.
For reasons, for personal reasons.
I gave warning. She said okay, and we still went through with it.
Hey, look, those of you who know me know everybody else, you're gonna need to keep it a mystery. But anyway.
All right. Real quick, plot summary. Peter Quill is a little boy on Earth. Goes running off because of events. Gets abducted. We find out later he's not abducted. By the Ravagers, and led by Yondu Udanda. He gets raised by them to be a thief, a mercenary, just an all-round Ravager. And he steals an orb from a planet. These soldiers, who are led by Ronan, who Ronan works for Thanos, show up to stop him. They don't stop him. He's trying to figure out this orb. Nobody wants this orb. Because of Thanos' interfering and Ronan's interfering, he gets a bounty on his head. When did he come out of the cave?
I don't know. That's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
Groot and Rocket tried to get the bounty on him. They fail. Gamora tries to get the stone. She fails. They all get locked up. Put in prison. Rocket breaks them all out. They go to find this collector who has a price for the orb. You find out the orb has an Infinity Stone inside, and this is why Ronan and Thanos want it. Ronan finds out it's an Infinity Stone, puts it in his hammer, and then goes to a planet to basically just touch the hammer on the planet, and the whole planet's wiped out. That's your 45 minute second, 45, 60 second plot. Again, I like this. It's not only is it an emotional roller coaster, there's never really a dull moment in it. There's never really a moment where you just go, come on, let's get back to this.
Also, too, every sad moment that they like push you out, they bring you right back in with a funny moment.
With a funny line or a funny moment.
That's what I liked about it. It was like, I was crying, but then, like, right after...
Rocket would say something, or you met like, Groot, or
somebody
Drax.
would say something, and then they would just make me start laughing, and I was okay. So... yeah, that's what I appreciated about it.
Yes, and like I said, it's emotional roller coaster at the beginning. Then it gets into the funny stuff. I remember something hit you in the middle, but I'm not too sure what it was. The first movie. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was him talking about his mom again and the Kevin Bacon or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
but
the part
at the end when he has the Infinity Stone and he sees his mom again, and then he has the cassette tape from his mom.
Yeah, all of that. All of that, and it's like kind of hit me now. Thanks.
But speaking of cassette tapes, this is probably one of the greatest soundtracks in movie history. And I said in movie history for a movie.
And honestly,
well, isn't the soundtrack the word soundtrack meant for a movie? You know what I'm talking about. This music in this movie is great, and it's in the top, I'd say 5.
And the
second one's in the top 5. Too.
Let's be fair. I knew about the soundtrack before I ever saw the movie.
I think everyone did.
I don't know, but all I know is that I would pull it up and just listen to it, and I would bang out a lot of work getting it done. So it's a good soundtrack to like work to.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's got some great old favorites in it.
and it reminded me of a lot of road trips with my mom.
Yes. Yes, it's a
So.
good, great soundtrack. Fantastic soundtrack. Good movie. It's a damn good movie. I'm kind of cutting through this one because, in my personal opinion, the second one's a lot better.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Oh, also the thing with Groot at the end of the first one. Yes, I
That
forgot
got me
about
too.
that. I
Stop.
forget about that because what happened? Yes, Groot dies at the end of the first one. Hey, look, Groot's in the second one. I hate when movies bring characters back like that, or just bring characters that's supposed to die back, because then it's like, well, what was the point of you sacrificing yourself if you can just come back? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, scary's all big and scary,
Mhm.
and then you know emotions happen, and yeah, she has feelings.
Yeah, but now we're getting into part 2. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. No, the beginning does not open up sad. It actually opens up with a young Kurt Russell. Great makeup job, too. Santa. Great makeup job. This is Peter's father, and he's with Peter's mom in 1980. They're in Missouri, and you find out he put a plant on this planet, that it's all the way to the core of the Earth. That's what I got from his explanation of it. And this is going to be part of him when it blooms, when it blossoms, whenever. I still think somebody by now would have found that plant 34 years later.
Oh, I'm sure it
That's
destroyed
just
it.
me, but what do I know?
You know, kids stomping through the woods. They're going to be like, ooh, what's this thing? Let's stomp on it.
Especially since it's behind a Dairy Queen.
I know.
But you find out, yeah, he actually did love his mom.
Yeah.
They were really good together. Now we fast forward.
And he loved a lot of other women,
I
too.
don't think he loved them the way he loved her, because he even explained, if I would have stayed, that would have been it. Yes, we're jumping the gun and explaining that the father is the villain in this movie. But at the same time, he's the biggest name in the movie. If he's not the villain, you're kind of wasting it.
Can I just stop you right there to tell
Sure.
you something?
What's up?
If I ever get the chance to meet Kurt Russell,
You're going to call him Santa?
I am. I'm going to go, Santa, where's my pony?
Fast forward to 2014. There's a lot of jumping around in the Marvel Universe timeline, because I think
And wasn't there 2 appearances of Stan Lee in that one? The second one?
no, just one. He's with the Watchers in the movie, and then he's at the Watchers in the post.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, there's 2.
2 appearances, yeah. But yeah, their timeline, like, if you go by Marvel, the events of the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies actually happened before Avengers. So you can watch them whatever any order you want. It depends on what movies you like. But they're working for an alien race called the Sovereign, who are all gold. Something's attacking their power sources. So they call the Guardians to stop it. They stop it, but the Guardians steal the power. Well, Rocket in particular steals the power sources.
Fuck it.
Cut back to the Ravagers.
He's my Philly boy.
The Ravagers are actually questioning Yondu and his loyalty, because he's kind of bent over backwards to dismiss Star-Lord Peter Quill, and is not as murderous as he once was. And we find out in this that the other factions of the Ravagers just cut him off. He's not a Ravager. He wears the Ravager garbs, calls himself a Ravager, but they're not Ravagers, and that is because he dealt with children. You think, okay, it's because of what he did with Peter. You find out, no, it's...
He did it from... He
Peter's dad had a
some
lot of
morals.
kids. Had a lot of kids.
A lot.
And Yondu took the kids to the dad. Ego is his name. Because the...
Boy,
we'll
did
get
he
into
have
it.
a big ego.
Yes. We'll get into that. So the Sovereigns find out they get robbed and hire Yondu to go after Peter. And this is what I like about this one is the Sovereigns are a villain. They have their own story. Yondu's doing this over here with Rocket. Peter and them are doing this over here. Like, it's not just, okay, everything's here. It's got a very Empire Strikes Back feel. Everyone's scattered, dealing with their own stuff. And Peter meets his dad, and it's Kurt Russell. He's Ego. You find out that he's actually, this is just a, I don't want to say a manifestation. It's like an avatar. The real Ego is actually a planet and created Kurt Russell to go out and find life. Because he is the only, what did he call himself? A celestial.
Yes.
And he searched for millions of years and could not find another one of him, but he found other life. So he was purposely having children with all these alien species to have an heir that could be like him. None of them had the power he has until Peter. You find out all these other children he killed. He says he never hurt any of them. They all died painlessly, but he still killed them.
Yeah.
And at this point, the Ravagers go against Yondu. Yondu fights back because he gets the new fin. He whistles, "Here comes my arrow," or whatever the hell the song is playing. He kills all the bad Ravagers, goes and tries to rescue Peter. Now everyone
I love it when
together.
when he crashes and he goes something jackass, and I was like, yes.
Remember me, jackass, or something like that. My mustache is getting in my nose a lot tonight. But they all get back together. They're all trying to stop Ego because you find out he also put this flower from the beginning on every planet he's ever been to. And when you see the amount of bones from the children he had, one, he had a lot of damn children. Two, he went to a lot of planets.
He did.
He went to a lot. There's like, it's almost an entire cave system of bones.
Yeah. And like at first, I liked him. And then the more you found out, and then the secret.
Kurt Russell, what's not to like?
The secret that
Santa's a bad guy in this one.
Ah, did you also notice too, like the Santa Claus movie that we watched with him and this one, he had very ornate living situations.
Yes.
Oh my god. This guy did not
Well, remember,
he was not living in
this one, he was basically living in him. He created all that.
I know,
with his
I'm
mind.
saying, but
he created all these archers and down to this really specific design patterns.
But he had two really beautiful, ornate homes. That's all I'm saying.
That's what you took away from this.
Yeah.
That's what you took away from this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find out Ego is the bad guy. Not only that, you also find out that he put the tumor in Quill's mom's head.
Bothered me.
And that's actually what snapped Quill out of this power brainwash.
Yeah, he was
super powerful. He saw basically all of existence.
Yeah.
But once he heard that, he was just out of it.
And he also broke his Walkman
He
too, which
destroyed
that
his
kind of crushed
Walkman.
my heart a little. I yelled a bad word. Scary yelled a bad word. Then again, scary too.
Usually
bad
bad words.
No.
But they fight Ego. Baby Groot puts a bomb on Ego's brain, which is the core of the Earth. The Sovereigns show up to cause crap, but they don't really do anything except be a mild distraction. Peter fights his father. They kill the father. The planet gets blown up. Yondu gets Peter off the planet, but they only have one spacesuit. Yondu sacrifices himself. Peter realizes Yondu is his real father. Not biological, but his real father. There's a big funeral. Well, there's a small funeral for him, but then it turns big when the Ravagers showed up. What?
You look like Mary Poppins. Was it cool? Yeah, it was cool. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
That's what she took away
that.
from this, and she screamed at the top of her lungs when he said that.
Was he cool?
But now Peter has a Zune to listen to music, and there's over 300 songs on this.
And he was so excited.
And yes, James Gunn said in the third one, he goes, yeah, the soundtrack's almost done. I got it down to 300 songs. So Might be a volume 1 and 2 for the soundtrack on the third
Hey,
one, which is supposed to be the final one too.
That's awesome. That excites me a lot.
But given what I just said, if they do bring Yondu back and it's not a flashback from when he was a kid, I'm gonna be really pissed. Because the way he went out there, that was perfect for his character.
They cremated him.
Yeah, and
so how are they gonna bring him back?
Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back. Neither's Chris Evans. Spoiler alert for those future ones for you. But yeah. They'll find a way. It's Marvel. For crying out loud, Arnold keeps coming back as a Terminator. But those are the two plots for this. And yes, the Guardians are in Infinity Wars and in Endgame. Endgame's all over the place with time travel, so of course they're in it. But you went on emotional roller coasters with these.
Listen, man. If Rock and Roller Coaster were an emotional roller coaster, that would be it.
And there's another song you got to add to the list of songs you can't listen to anymore.
By Cat Stevens.
By Cat Stevens. So what'd you think of these movies, though?
I loved them. Even though, yes, I got very, very sad. Yes, a lot of things hit really close to home for me. Still fantastic. Fantastically done. Kept my attention, and you know, there was never a dull moment. It just kept going and going, and like a new thing was going on. Made me fall in love with all the characters.
Even the low moments,
they weren't
like when he's trying to hit on Gamora. They're still funny. There's still great music hitting on in the background.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, some of her insults toward him. She's my hero.
It's always funny when there's a language barrier.
She's my hero.
It's always funny when they keep making fun of Rocket. He's like, "Your triangle face monkey." Is this your dog? Is this your pet?
No. The best one was...
And we can't remember it because it's what Mantis said to him about being like a scruffy... Angry puppy or something like that. We'll put it in the comments later. But... yeah, these are probably two of my favorite Marvel movies.
I guess I'm her. Because
I'll stick with Scary Poppins instead of calling you Mantis.
I name things. I call bats sky puppies.
They are.
I call bears fuzzy grumps.
But let's talk about the soundtracks.
I called you a bear.
Soundtracks. Both of them, like we said at the beginning, are fantastic. There's actually 2 for the first one.
Yep.
And... is there 2 for the second one, or is there just 1?
I don't know.
Either way, there's 3 soundtracks between these 2 movies. They're great.
And we even
YouTube, which this is on. If you want to hear, they're all over it. Just put like Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
And it's the whole thing.
Some mixes have them all. Yeah, and they're great.
I put them in our road trip mix.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. Any facts that you know about this?
I know nothing. It was all you.
I look up the facts. I can't even see the camera now because my glasses are off. Alright, oh, the one fact I know that I still find hilarious. James Gunn, you know, the soundtrack in this is as important as the movie in this. He's right. The first Suicide Squad movie, which we watched, that was actually delayed for several months because they saw this movie and went, damn, that's it. We need a great soundtrack. So they put the soundtrack into the movie. What's James Gunn directing and releasing now? The sequel to the Suicide Squad. They just went screw it and went right to him to get him to do it. So I just find that funny.
So I'm gonna like it because of the soundtrack.
Probably because of the music, and Harley Quinn is actually dressing in an outfit that resembles her Injustice, the video game outfit. You know, the leather and red and black pants, the leather jacket and the leather top, instead of running around in some shorts where she constantly has a wedgie. Yeah. And whatever the hell it was she was wearing in Birds of Prey.
Oh my god, the one jacket agitated the shit out of me.
We'll get to that. Well, wait, we already did Birds of Prey, so no. But,
caution tape.
I told you this. Batista really didn't want to be in the second one.
Yep. But he had some
He
great
read
lines.
the script. He didn't find it funny. He says, I don't know if I want to be in this. I don't find it funny. Then they did all the table reads, and everyone would laugh at his one line.
But his deliveries, it's the
Oh,
way.
you knew it. I knew it. It's this big guy that really doesn't understand anything unless it's literal.
It's
and
his delivery is beautiful. Like, it's
not vacant.
I
It's
mean,
just,
but-
you know what it is? He had no filter. He just said whatever he wanted to say. And that was it.
so he's a Philadelphian too, just like Rocket.
Yes. Bradley Cooper.
I actually said to him, Rocket just reminds me of someone from Philly. He is from Philly.
She
I didn't
know he was
I
from
had no
Philadelphia.
idea. I don't know celebrities. I don't know a lot of that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. But
But I
always
had it right.
forget if it's Kraglin or Kragler. Yondu's right hand, who got the fin at the end of the second one.
Yeah, him.
He's James Gunn's brother. He's Sean Gunn. He was Rocket. When they needed a stand-in for Rocket, he was the one that would be leaning down next to him, walking next to him. There are scenes, you got to look it up on Google. The end of the first one, when Drax is petting Rocket to calm him down or to say he's sorry, he's petting him in an all-blue suit.
I want to pet Rocket. I do. Oh, and also, can I pet him? Remember when she asked, "Can I pet him?"
Oh,
I died.
And Drax is like, "Yeah, go ahead."
And
he just snaps
turns
at him.
around and bites at her. I was like, yes.
Those are the facts I know off the top of my head. Like I said, we literally just finished watching the second one, so all the information I know is gonna happen as soon as I turn this button off, and I'm gonna go, "Why didn't I put that in? Why didn't I say that? I should have done this." But both Guardians of the Galaxies.
Yep.
Emotional roller coaster for you? Did you have fun?
I did. I
You
did.
had fun.
I did. And again, I hope your shirt is still wet because after you showed me that thing that made me cry going down the steps. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I showed her a meme about Yondu and Star-Lord's mom.
Thanks for that.
Hey, Scary.
Yes, Forrest.
Have you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Yeah.
Yes, she has. Like, subscribe, hit the notification.
Comment.
Comment. We'll try to get some more Marvel movies in, maybe.
Sure, comment Marvel
Yeah.
Marvel movies you would like me to see. There we go.
And the DC ones, not just from the DCEU, the older ones too, because I know you haven't seen a lot of the older ones. Or just superhero movies in general, just as long as it's not, Steel with Shaq. Sorry. Later, guys.
Bye.